Hey guys, how's it going today? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys are staying extremely safe. The date is March the 8th. It's Thursday. It's about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm at the Folks for Supper tonight, so I don't really have too much time whatsoever. I'll try to keep it to about 20 minutes at most, with a quick 5-minute Q&A at the end there so I can answer some questions. I hope you guys have been staying very cautious and have been just taking my general advice. Always remember that my advice is with a grain of salt, right? And think of any technical analyst's advice as a way of confirming or disproving what you think, right? It always comes down to what you guys believe is right and wrong. If you guys think that anyone is right, make sure that you also back it up with your own opinion as well. So the first thing that I wanted to do is get that daily confirmation, if you guys remember, right? That daily confirmation candle, it would have been really nice if we closed off with a doji, but we didn't even come close to that. So now we've got a few different criteria to take a look at. So I'm just going to change this back to 55 moving average so far. Any of you guys in a bull trap right now? Any of you guys stuck like above 9,600? Not me. That's why I didn't take any trades, and that's why I was saying that it was important to let the day finish off first. So this is the best way to draw it, in my opinion, right here, where we're just connecting the most relevant points and we're being consistent, right? So this is attached to that one. This is a good point as well. This point is taking into some consideration of bull traps as well. And then now we've got this line here piercing through it, right? Now the second thing we want to do is we want to draw a horizontal support as well. So I'm going to draw it from the previous swing low. What swing low refers to is the most previous support. That was the lower end, okay? So we see two major places of support. One is this purple line. The second is this blue line. Now, can we find a third one? That's important, right? Third one, I'm not really a fan of log drawing on a daily chart. It just makes no sense to use log, in my opinion, on a daily. If you're going on a weekly or monthly, absolutely use log, but log on a daily is something that I'm definitely not ever going to use, in my opinion. So another third thing I want to do is we want to find out if a possible EMA is bouncing anywhere. So the 55 EMA has definitely been breached, right? So now the 100 has been breached as well. So let's see if the 200 is held. And boom, we have a place that's held so far. So if we actually look at it, we have three major signs of support right now. We have a sign of support from this purple line. That was a major resistance that now acts as a support. Now we've got a swing low as well, right? We have a swing low. That purple line looks a little low. I think it looks perfectly fine, in my opinion. I'm drawing at the most perfect spots possible. So anyways, and then we have the 55, or sorry, the 200 moving average as well. Now, I'm not shorting anything, Strata. It makes no sense to short it when we don't have any confirmation of a specific trend yet. In fact, what we're finding more than anything is we're finding more support than bearish pressure to come down now, because the sell-off has happened already. Now we take a look at the 200 moving average as well. So these 3 points right here actually create a major apex for support, right? Thus far, so far, I'm not saying that this is actually going to hold, right? I'm not saying it's going to drop either, but what I'm saying is that it looks like it's holding right now, right? We don't have any other things to say. That's why now the daily candle is going to close with pretty much this candle, in my opinion. I mean, it's going to be pretty nasty the way the candles look, right? And I think a lot of analysts, like Tony Vase as well, he also mentioned that there would be a 2 to 5 day sell-off. I thought that there would be a 2 to 4 day sell-off, and him and I both agree that if this reaches up to a period of 7 days, my back is fine now. It's not even hurting for anything external. It's only hurting because I was doing too much Molly over the last weekend, and it was kind of killing my back because it was tense. But now I'm perfectly fine. I've had a lot of sleep, and yeah, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Can't complain about the back, my friend. Thank you for asking. So right here, I do have a little bit of a flu, though, I have to admit. Whenever I kind of drink and go a little bit into party mode, I kind of catch the flu from that, so that's okay. I was raving right here at home by myself, looking at Bitcoin charts. That's where I was doing it. Nowhere else at all. So I probably shouldn't keep that too public. But do you guys see what I mean though? Okay, when you're looking for support, you have to understand that we're looking for different types of confirmation methods from various points, right? And we see the purple line, we see the blue line, and we see the yellow moving average. So right now, I'm almost tempted to go into a long position, to be quite honest, okay? Because I find that the risk to reward is great, okay? Where's the previous highs? Definitely right around there, right? So if you guys notice, we're range bound in this area right now, and there's actually no confirmation. So think of it like this. Am I willing to take a risk to enter a trade because I see 3 major points of support? Like, just, you know, theoretically speaking and rhetorically asking as well, right? Where would I set my stop loss? It'd probably be around $8,900 if I were to enter a trade, okay? 8,900 right there, and you see yourself with a pretty kick butt risk to reward ratio of 5.63. okay, there's a lot of volume. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Look at this volume right there and there. DK, there's tons of volume right now. Let's go take a look at CoinMarketCap then. So CoinMarketCap, we've dropped, like, we have a lot, guys. Like, we have literally dropped off of a cliff right now in terms of the market cap, but there's a lot of volume. I don't know where you're. Whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck was that I just click on? Oh, I forgot. I don't have any extensions on here. Whoops, excuse the language there. I'm just not used to seeing a bunch of crap that pops up on the computer. I don't have Origin extension here yet. So we see tons of volume, guys. Like, you know, yesterday was 6.4, 6.8 there, and now we're at 8.7 billion. That's a lot of volume, guys. I mean, in the past, that was yesterday, sorry. Today, we're at 7.2 billion, which is still much more than the previous day. So the volume is okay, in my opinion. The majority of the volume was all from the sell-off. Now, let's say you guys consider taking this trade. Is it risky? Not really. In terms of risk to reward, is there a chance for a massive gain? Absolutely, there's a chance for a massive gain. If you were to take this trade every single time for a long time, right, with the 5.63 risk to reward ratio, of course you would come out ahead. But you have to understand that there's not always, okay, there's not always a guaranteed win. You cannot focus on winning every single trade. You have to try to win over time. And that's what differentiates the crappy traders and the good traders, okay? So if you guys take this trade and you lose, don't cry about it, right? You just focus on taking high probability setup trades and you're gonna win over time. And in my opinion, I'm seeing 3 major reasons to enter this trade. I'm not gonna enter prematurely though, okay? Nor should you guys. You always have to wait. Make sure that you guys wait if you enter a trade. You guys gotta wait, I mean it. Just because I say it's a good risk to reward setup doesn't mean that you enter it blindfoldedly. If you do enter blindfolded, if I told you guys to jump off a bridge, how many of you guys would as well? There's no difference whatsoever. I apologize, that was a really bad analogy. Okay, that was such a bad analogy. Nobody please jump off a bridge. Please, no! Don't do it! Somebody think of the children and my dog. Don't jump off of a bridge, guys. So, yeah, let's go over indicators one by one now, okay? Let's go over indicators one by one. I just want to make sure that none of you guys are actually doing anything crazy. So you guys look at the indicators, and yeah, we're about to reach some fairly oversold zones right now, right? Where was some previous support regions? Right there. We haven't really reached a critical support yet, but it doesn't mean that we'll always have to reach it before it bounces, right? So yeah, it's still down ticking negatively here on the histogram. In fact, this one looked like it jumped off of a cliff, the very last candle. It's a pretty nasty candle there. I thought the sell-off volume, like, you guys gotta understand something, okay? Okay, please understand this little quick lesson. Just because we get a Dragonfly Doji does not mean that it's gonna hold as support, okay? It just means that the bulls are trying to regain it. DK, I think you're trolling. I've talked about this already. Notice how I drew my double top right here for you and said it was in the channel, and I had that gigantic green box there, DK. Yeah, so I must have mentioned it if you came in late. So yeah. Okay, for the people that came in late, I'm just gonna rephrase it again. We have a double top and we have a double bottom, right? Right in here. One of them is going to break. Guaranteed one of them is going to break, okay? We don't know which one yet. But, you know, so when we get to the top or the bottom, a lot of people like to take chances, right? They'll risk that it's going to bounce. And then if it breaks, big whoop-diddy-doo. They close their position, and then they go with the trend. And then there's a bigger profit, and the net profit is made, even if you took a small loss. That's what a professional trader does. What a bad trader will do is they will take a chance, right? And then they will go long here, and then when it breaks down, they're just gonna hope and hold or start crying that it's, you know, that it's going against them. But a good trader will simply just close their position like that, and they'll just go with the trend, and they won't even flinch about that small loss that they took, because they know deep down that they're gonna end up profiting on the way down from their short position. It's kind of like right here. If you go long at the top here, right, and you think it's gonna break, and then it goes down instead, then what people will do is they'll just close their long position, suck up the loss, and just go short with it instead. So either way, right, like a good trader will be able to react to market conditions as well. So one of two things is going to happen, right? It's going to break down out of here, or it's going to bounce. Simple as that. Just like when it gets here as well. And when this channel, this flat right here gets broken, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to break decisively to one direction. We don't know which way it's going to go yet. So let's keep going. On the 6-hour chart here, we're getting like a doji candle that's about to form in about 51 minutes, right? Which is a very good sign. But you have to remember that just because we get a supportive candle like this one here that's bullish, this is clearly a bullish candle, right? Long wick rejection on the previous one. And we're also getting a massive wick right here with a dragonfly doji. Everyone would be thinking, hey, this is actually going to be a very bullish reversal. But clearly, we have to make sure we understand that candles only tell a little bit of the story, and there's a lot more to it that can be told as well, okay? We look on the 6-hour chart, and we're definitely in really oversold zones right now. But we've been in much more oversold zones before. Take a look over here, right? So just because we're in oversold zones right now doesn't mean that we don't have a history of getting even more oversold. So if we take a look on February 6th, we actually reached a redonkulous RSI, right? And then if we look on December 15th or the 17th sell-off, that was even lower RSI. So we just say to ourselves, is this really the bottom right now? It could very well be, guys. If we look at here, we get a double bottom right here, right? Take a one peak, second peak right there. That's 2 points on the RSI where it tried to break lower. Do you think it can drop like in February? Absolutely it can, Georgette. Absolutely it can drop. But we have to look at what we see for now. So I'm looking for a series of bullish candles. I know that the daily candle is going to look pretty crappy. Where's Tony Vase? There's no way he's here. Oh, thanks Tony Vase for the thumbs down. I appreciate it. Wow, Tony Vase, I didn't strike you for the kind of guy that goes around to different people's channels and actually talk shit, Tony Vase. Hey, Tony Vase, want to have a contest? I'll call it out right now. Let's have a $50,000 one-week day trading competition with $50,000 on the line. What do you think, Tony Vase? I'm confident that I can out-trade you in a one-week span, Tony Vase. Bring it on, Tony, okay? $50,000 challenge. 1 week day trading challenge. I bet you I can kick your ass in a day trading competition, okay? I wonder if this guy's actually real or not. I'm actually just gonna ban him. Hide user in the channel. There you go. I just hit him in the channel. I can't imagine. I honestly can't imagine. Well, you know what? Tony Vase does have a reputation though for putting people down, okay? Tony Vase does have a reputation for putting people down, so I have to make sure that I back myself up as well. In fact, this challenge goes out to anybody in the world that $50,000 day trading challenge for 1 week with $50,000 on the line. I have yet to lose this challenge, and I will take it up with anybody. So anyways, moving on. Okay, woo! That got me fired up, motherfuckers! That got me so fired up. I'm like, Tony Vase, man, I'm out to get you now. I'm like, I respect that guy. That guy has shown respect towards me in the past before. So why am I getting too worked up? So anyways, let's just keep going. Once again, we see that the 6-hour chart has fell off of a cliff before, right? Even when we found support. And there's been so many moments where we thought that we have found support, but it just falls off of a cliff. And guys, like, it's so freaking difficult to count this, okay? I'm going to go over the different counts that are around right now. Some people have called this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? They've called that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they've called this an ABC or something like that in there. And then people have said, okay, well, this is the beginning of Impulse 1 right there, but the Impulse 1 just failed because Wave 2 cannot retrace more than 100%, all right? It has retraced by more than 100%. So that's not a valid count to me, or it would be simply an impulse wave failure already. Now, my main count would most likely be this one over here. Guys, I'm mainly joking around about the whole Tony Vase thing, okay? Whenever I get upset, I don't really get upset. It's more like just me joking around, just to try to entertain you guys as well, as you guys know by now, right? So my main count is actually this one right here, with a double top or a truncated fifth position. This one's pretty hard to count as well, but we've got no other way but to count it like that. And I've tried, and I've seen so many people try to analyze it right now with Elliot wave count, but it's just simply ridiculously hard right now. I mean, TD sequential has been working a lot better, right? A lot better as well. So I'm seeing right now on like the 6-hour decent candle. That's what I'm banking on right now. I'm banking on this bullish spinning top with another series of different candles on a lower time frame. So this one here on the 3-hour, we're getting a bullish spinning top as well. Many series of rejections to the downside, and it seems like the bulls are starting to pick it up right now, right? So where do I stand? I stand, I don't want to say this because I know you guys are just gonna copy me. I'm gonna say it. I'm probably gonna enter a long position sometime very soon, right? I'm gonna end up accumulating, and I'll show you guys how my accumulation. I'm gonna start buying it literally like right now, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going and going. So let's say that it hovers above this line right here, okay? Let's see if I can get my spreadsheet out for you guys. Okay. All right, so let's say I entered a position. Am I in a position right now? Yeah, I'm in a pretty bad position right now for Neo. I'm down like $300. Here, I'll show you guys my position for Neo. I'm not going to sell though. I refuse to sell this position right now. There, that's my position for Neo right now. I'm in just a $10,000, $11,000 position. Not really the most, but I'm going to be accumulating all the way till like $80. Then my stop loss is about 75. So I expect this coin to get to like the 200 ranges in a little bit. So I just want to be very transparent with my position for you guys as well. And yeah, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if we bounce off of this purple line and I start accumulating all the way to about 9K, that'll be pretty decent. I mean, if I average out the price right here, okay? So let's say I bought myself, well, I'll probably end up buying one bit. I'll probably end up playing a 40K position for this, and I'll buy two right here. If I bought it at 10,300 and then 10,200, 10,100, right? Now I'm in a 40K position. Now my base price is 10,175. My stop loss will be very, very tight, guys. My stop loss will be 8,900 on the nose right here. My target would be obviously 11,788. Realistically, I'll probably go for a Fibonacci level as well. So if I just go for a very, very pessimistic and conservative fib level, right at 10,052 over here, right? Oh, I completely did this wrong, by the way. It's 9,300. So now my average price is 9,175. And I'll target roughly 10,059. These are the parts you guys need to pay attention to the most if you're watching my videos, okay? You got to pay attention the most to them because this is where the magic happens. It's all about the numbers and the risk to reward. So if you guys are not focusing on these particular, I'm not in a 120K position. If you guys are not focusing on the risk to reward, then you're not going to understand the probabilities and why we enter these trades. So am I willing to risk 3% of my money? Yeah, I'm definitely willing to risk 3% right there. My stop loss would be at a hard 8,900, no more than that. So I'm thinking even if it got to 10,059, right? 10,059, that's still a really good risk to reward at 3.21. It's really good. And then if I'm targeting to break the top over there, that's 11,788 with a risk to reward of 9.5. So you have to ask yourself, is this risk to reward worth it? No, I'm not sharing this, Hab Samsung. I'm not sharing my Excel, okay? This is something that I spent time to make, and I don't support lazy people. Why don't you learn how to make Excel yourself and spend the time yourself rather than expecting people to spoon feed you? It's Excel. What year do you live in? Do you live in 1970 where you don't know how to use Excel? It's right here. You just gotta learn how to do the multiplication yourself. It's so easy to make this Excel, guys. Like, do you guys not know how to use a computer? It is literally 2018, guys. If you don't know how to use Excel right now, I don't know what world you guys are living in or what rock you live in. I'm not sharing this Excel. It's so freaking easy to do it. I will charge you $200 for this Excel just to support your laziness, okay? That's it, guys. I'm not giving you guys this Excel because it's so freaking easy to make. You can make this in 10 minutes. So easy. Okay, but if once again, guys, this is just me going off on a funny rant, okay? I'm not really angry at all, but that's the truth, right? It's Excel. Like, come on. It's so easy to make. That's all you guys got to do. Just learn how to make it. So as you guys know, I'm kind of like a comedian, right? I'm like a comedian and I like to go off on very funny tangents and rants like that. That's kind of like my personality. So I'm not really upset or anything at all. I hope you guys know that. It's more still just joking around, okay? And think of it like a comedian where you're like what's it called? You're egging the audience, right? You know, you're roasting the audience. That's what I do. I like to roast my audience, okay? So is this a reasonable setup? It's pretty reasonable. Maybe I'll set my stop loss at 8,800, right? That might be better. I mean, I've got a chance to make $3,500. If it goes up to 11,788, you got a chance to make $10,000. I mean, for 28% growth, my maximum loss is 4%. I mean, you guys do the math every time, right? If you do a flip a coin scenario, do you guys know what? Okay, I'm gonna go over this with you guys in detail. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The flip a coin scenario. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys some Asian level mathematics right here. Think of a flip a coin scenario where your buddy walks up to you and he's like, hey, Philicon, sir, Mr. Fibonacci, want to have a little flip a coin contest 10 times? 10 games, okay? Every time you win, this guy, he's going to give you 6.97 times, which is say 7 times more than you give him, okay? I gotta go soon. I'm having supper at the folks tonight and they're like, my dog is getting ready to eat too. So let's say you had a risk to reward ratio of 7-to-1. You guys need to understand this flip a coin scenario and why risk to reward pertains to it and why it's important, okay? Let's say each win is equal to just round number. Like we'll go to 30%, okay? And then every time you lose, you can lose say we'll just say a round number, like whatever. You know what? I should be specific. 28% win, and each loss is equal to 4% loss. Okay, that's a 7-to-1 RR. It means you can win 7 times more than you can lose. And let's say you're playing that position size that we'll just see a random scenario like 10K, right? So each win would equal to $2,800, right? And then each loss dollar would equal to 400. So if you think about 7 wins, and we're assuming 50-50, right? 50% win, 50% loss. So over 5 games at 2,800 each, what does that equal, guys? That equals to $14,000, right? If you guys want to know how I did that so fast, it's easy. It's called Asian level mathematics. if you guys don't know how to do Asian level mathematics, I really recommend that you find a little Chinese guy and just keep him in your pocket, because he's going to be the best calculator that you'll ever have in your life. Just find a tiny little Chinese guy, stick him in your pocket, and he will do amazing mathematics for you for the rest of your life. I'll share the spreadsheet with you guys, okay? I'll share the spreadsheet with you guys. But just know that if you guys download the spreadsheet, that you guys are really lazy. And the people who didn't download it, they're probably doing way better than you in trading. You know what I mean? So it's okay. This is just a little bit of reverse psychology. If you guys want to put in the work to make your own spreadsheet, you guys are going to be super successful, okay? So 5 losses at 400 each is equal to $2,000, right? So if you think of a risk to reward ratio of 7-to-1, well, your net profit over 10 games is equal to $14,000 minus $2,000, right? And that's equal to a $12,000 profit. So if you find risk to reward setups of 7-to-1, okay, 7-to-1, and you basically win a 28% gain possibility, and each loss is a 4% loss. If you actually took 10 of these exact trades, you would no doubt be profitable over time. Now, if you take one trade, you know, it might not mean much, right? But over 7 trades, or sorry, over 10 trades, definitely you have a good chance of winning. So I'll most likely end up laddering my buys, because I do believe in a bounce that's going to happen like this, okay? I do believe in some sort of bounce, right? Who knows? I haven't really done a detailed count yet, and then we might even go a little bit lower, but eventually we'll end up making higher highs. So we look at this right now, what Fibonacci level are we at, right? We're at you know, between the 382 and the 0.5 right now. Decent fib level. I believe that Bitcoin has a chance of bouncing about 12 to 15% of the time at these levels. So it's just a matter of waiting, guys. I mean, I personally don't mind risking 4% of my money, but not everybody has the same type of tolerance to risk, nor can they manage it accordingly as well, right? So you got to make sure that you understand the concepts of shedding risk as well and managing your positions over time. Now, the best thing to do, in my opinion, if you guys are not a risky trader like me, sometimes I wait for confirmation. Sometimes I don't wait for confirmation. In this case, I'm probably going to wait for a tiny bit more, but I'm also going to be very aggressive with this position, because you had a chance to win up to 28% of your money, which is pretty huge, right? Now, let's just say hypothetically, right, that I was in a trade, I'm risking 4% of my money, and I got stopped out, right? I got stopped out. No problem at all. I'll probably end up waiting for a good opportunity to enter a short position if it breaks below here. I would set my stop loss probably a little bit higher than the previous swing high there, right here, and I'd probably target the most relevant support point next. So I do see it possibly breaking down as well, but until it happens with conviction, guys, and volume, we've got no reason to assume that it would actually break down yet. You guys got to remember these three key critical points right now, okay? This sloped line right now that's acting as a major support, right? This horizontal slope line right now that's forming in this channel, and also the 200 moving average. And the wick actually just denied it right there. Let me just take a look. How often, thank you for the tip, Mark Tucker, I appreciate that. How often set orders in 2 directions like tutorial 15? How often set orders in 2 directions? I don't know what you mean, so I have to refer to tutorial 15, my friend. I think Steemit is down. I don't know what tutorial 15 refers to. Every time I go to my Steemit, it's like, it's so sad, guys. It's just too soon. It's way too soon, you know? Once again, if you guys actually access my Steemit account, you guys can have all the money in there, okay? Just take all the money. There's another $1,000 to claim. Just take all the money. Don't tell me about it. And just send me like a random Twitter on a random account and just give me the account back, okay? That's all I care about. So what are you talking about, tutorial 15? Okay, every time, I don't know if you guys know, but every time people pay for a question, right, I always make sure that I appreciate the tip first of all. Well, actually, I don't really appreciate the tip. Like, it just goes straight to my dog, and I just buy her vodka and tequila, and she gets hammered. And every so often, she goes for the H, the heroin, you know. And I'm like, Luna, what are you doing again with the H? I'm just joking, guys. My dog doesn't do any of that, okay? She doesn't drink. She doesn't do any drugs. She's very clean. It's just my sense of humor that's not clean in any way. So automatic stop buy sells. You know, I do it when I'm away from the computer, right? I do it when I'm away from the computer. If you're talking about the automatic stop buys and sells. Here, I probably wouldn't do it because it's really risky, right? It's more so when I've confirmed, like for example, here is when I would do it the most on Elliot wave. I would do it right here, like when there's waves 1, like say just waves 1 and 2 have formed, right? And I see wave 2 slowly leveling off. I would like usually set my automatic stop buys for right here in a margin position. So if it breaks this, I will automatically enter a trade, and in the same margin account as well, I'll put a stop sell slightly around my 100 Fibonacci level or 100 extension rather than 1618. So a lot of the times when I go to bed and wake up, if I see a waves 1 and 2, I'll have made a few $100 or $1,000 just waking up because of these automatic stop buys, okay? So I hope that answers your question. I appreciate the $2. That'll buy Luna, honestly. Honestly, I'm probably going to get her a beer. She loves beer. All the girls love beer. You guys should see her drunk. When I get Luna drunk, I can have my way with her. She's amazing, that dog. So yeah, I think I've kind of stated my case for where Bitcoin stands right now. I do expect a bounce. The only question is, how much is it going to bounce, right? And that's why I have my 2 cases here as well at my 1059 level, right? So if my target there was 1059, that's a 2.36 risk to reward ratio. Decent position, not the best risk to reward. 2.5, 3, that's usually a better one as well. When scalping, which time, Frank asked, when scalping, Phil, which time frame RSI do you look at first? I don't look at any of them really first. We have to see time frames as something called confluence, right? We try to find signals from multiple time frames that give us confluence on signals. So I personally look at every single time frame, and it just is a matter of experience. So if you're scalping, I don't know if you guys have seen my scalping videos. If you haven't seen my scalping video, guys, go check it out. I got so many live trading videos out there, and I think you guys would appreciate them, right? So when I'm scalping, I don't really look at any, but I think I would have to say the 5-minute time frame is my main one to look at, and then my trigger charts is the 1-minute chart. You know, a lot of people say that, oh yeah, you can't really you know, scalp or play the 1-minute chart. Well, that's kind of weird how, you know, I've made tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars scalping the 1-minute chart. So it's really weird that people say that, you know. It's so weird, and I have like videos to disprove them all the time. So whenever people say that things are not possible, it only means one thing, guys, okay? It means one thing, which is it's because they're not capable of doing it themselves, all right? That's it, right? If people say something like Elliot wave is garbage, you gotta ask them how much time they put into Elliot wave, first of all, to begin with, right? 99 weeks, 99. I've answered that already, but I'll answer it again. I don't use the log chart because I'm not an investor really, right? And I don't even think it's really good for the daily chart either. The log chart is really good for long term. So just to give you guys an idea of how the log charts, right? It ends up making it more uniform, put it that way. So if I go into a log chart right here, right, it looks much more uniform. If I don't go into a log chart, this is how it looks, right? So yeah, log chart is much better for evaluating longer term. Yes, I've definitely made a lot of risk to reward videos. If you guys are new to my channel, you guys are gonna like a lot of my videos that I have out. Let me just show you some of them. You can go to my playlist, right? I'm just pulling it up on my other YouTube here. It's a little bit slow right now. Da 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 da. Okay, I'm just going to my tutorials section for you guys. Where is it? You know, it was funny how like everyone told me, oh yeah, you could have charged a lot for this stuff, but nah, I don't want to charge for it. I've already made my money. not here to get your guys' money. I hope you guys know that. I'm just here for poops and giggles. And I just want to see you guys also succeed, you know? You guys know how much they would charge for this? If Superman had access to all these tutorials, or if Superman was any way capable of doing technical analysis, he would be able to charge like literally $10,000 for all this material. Initially, when you started, did you scalp or swing or trade, or did you leverage? When I first started, I traded on Poloniex, and I was when I first started trading, I traded on Poloniex, and I had no idea that this thing existed called advanced charting, right? I would look at the 5-minute chart, and every time I saw a green candle tick up, I would enter a trade, and I did that for like a week, right? I had no idea how to trade, and then $20,000 down later, I'm like, whoa! You can actually learn how to trade, and there's such things called technical indicators. That's pretty good stuff. But when I finally started to learn how to trade, admin, I actually ended up, oh, I see another question. You're welcome, Shepard, on crypto. I really appreciate your donation there. That's going to go to my dog as well, and that can probably buy her a good 13-ounce bottle in Canada, I'm guessing. Just let me know which one you want me to get her, Shepard, on crypto, tequila or vodka. That's her two favorite. So when I first actually got good at trading, I was swing trading. Because one advice I can give to everybody is don't scalp, guys. Honestly, my videos of me scalping is just me showing off, okay? It's honestly just me showing off. And it's just kind of like bragging rights, right? But you cannot focus on low time frames until you actually have mastered the higher time frames. So you have to make sure that you can trade swing trading first, right? You got to be able to trade those higher time frames before your skills get up there to trade these lower time frames, okay? Trading lower time frames, you guys are playing against sharks, to be honest, right? You're playing against guys like Eric Cho or myself, who are a little bit experienced in the industry, and our job literally is to take money from you guys, because you have to remember, where does the money come from and go, right? So if you guys are trying to scalp, keep in mind that there's a lot of really good players out there, okay? I probably blocked you on Twitter because you deserve to be blocked. You know, I don't usually block people for random reasons, but if you want to be unblocked, I'll gladly unblock you. Yeah, just let me know who you are. I don't tolerate shit, if you guys have noticed, okay? I don't tolerate... I'm kind of a rebel. So, yeah, when people get blocked, it's just because I've had it. That's all, okay? So, yeah. If we break 8.9K, very good question. Let's take a look at the 8.9K scenario. So if we break 8.9K, we're looking pretty good, guys. We've ticked up $4. $4, all right. So the next recent support zones, right? So here's 89, right? There's 89 right there. That's why I'm keeping it as a pretty tight stop loss right here, right? But yeah, the next recent, let's go to Fib. So let's go to Fib first of all. So if you guys notice that the 89 was my stop loss, because that's the 0.5 fib, then we're just gonna have to go to the next Fibonacci level. We can't just use a cluster like that and say, oh yeah, it could fall somewhere between there. I'd rather be very specific and say it could fall to literally 8,200. I mean, that's a pretty crazy number, right? But you have to remember that this purple line acts as a very, very hard support right now. And if that purple line is broken, guys, you will see some vicious, vicious sell-offs, right? So we got to make sure that we remember that that could possibly happen. So if 89 breaks, guys, no doubt in my mind, I will enter a short position. There's no doubt in my mind. I won't even care about my long position. I'll set my stop loss slightly higher than it, right? I'm going to definitely target around 6.18. And even though I lost 4%, big whoop did he do? I just made it up right here again, right? I made 8% here. So that's a net profit. Double RSI. I'm not really a big fan of that. I've always used, I like this one right here. It's perfect for me of the 14 length. Frenzy Rob, you gotta love downtrends. Like, you gotta love downtrends because bears are awesome. What's your opinion on the one-day MACD cross red flag? Yeah, it's definitely crossing, but sometimes it only ticks down for a little bit, right? it only ticks down for a little bit like that. And then we end up getting just simply going back up, right? Some people might even argue that it's bullishly diverging, like, you know, something redonkulous like that, right? Oh yeah, it's bullishly diverging from you know, from the past there. So there's many different ways that people could make silly arguments, right? Where this might be the last day that it ticked as well, and then we go up. So it's many times when it's not crossing over from a very positive region, there's also a chance for it to only go down very slightly, because we are within the zero range almost, right, of the histogram. Can we use fib retracement on 5? Absolutely we can, Georgette. Absolutely we can. We can use fib on any time frame, right? Because when you think of Elliot wave, it combines with fib retracement and fib extensions very well. So you have to make sure you understand that within waves, just as an example, okay? Let's say on a daily chart, you get something like this, okay? On a daily chart, we get 5 waves. Well, definitely we could use Fibonacci in there as well. But we have to understand that there are many waves and fractals within each Elliott wave as well. So if you can use it on each of these individual waves, so let me ask you guys, how is this wave 1 with 5 subwaves in it any different than a bigger wave as well, like that with 5 waves in it? So it comes out to be the exact same thing. I'm not really a fan of showing the 5, 10, or 15-minute chart because you know, I'm not really looking at anything like that. What I see is very neutral territory right now until we break like 9,400 range. Yeah, I wouldn't really consider it bullish at all. So today, guys, like if we close, if we only have about 30 minutes to go on the close, so I may as well just wrap up the daily close already. Like it sucks, guys. It really sucks right now where we're piercing the 200 moving average right now. So I'm honestly, despite me saying that I'm gonna enter my long position and start accumulating, I'm definitely going to give it a little bit more time. It'd be very premature right now of me to enter it, and I'd be breaking a lot of my rules. So I'm just going to give it about 5 or 10 more minutes of questions, and then I'm going to call it. I apologize if I was rude in any way, but I hope you guys know my sense of humor by now. I'm just really joking around always, right? And I'm kind of like a rebel at heart as well. And I like to have fun with the audience and roast people. Roasting people is really fun to me. But I hope you guys know that I really want you guys to genuinely succeed. And that's the main reason for my YouTube channel, you know, and for all this content that I'm pushing out. It's not so I can profit from you guys at all. You know, I don't want to have anything paid for in any way from you guys. I won't be starting a paid Telegram group. I won't be asking for your training. I'm going to be hosting a bunch of free training stuff, right? Where I'm going to get the general public's opinion, and then we go from there. I learned how to trade by watching a lot of videos, okay? Tons and tons of videos, and read as many books as I possibly can. Trading has to be, I'm just answering a question of how did I really learn how to trade, right? I'm a self-taught trader, but you got to ask yourself, what is a professional trader, right? What the heck is a professional trader? Is that a guy who has gone to school formally? He's passed a bunch of tests, you know, etc., right? So I don't consider myself a professional trader. I consider myself as a trader who's done pretty well based on my track record, based on my history, based on my predictions. I don't know if you guys were around when I had my track record for November, right? When I had my track record for November, where I literally made specific risk to reward setups for the public. And that's where I got really big, guys. That's the month that made my YouTube and Twitter blow up, because I just called everything out for everybody, and I had a loss rate of 9.5% out of 21 trades and a win record of 90.5. So I don't consider myself a professional trader, but you know, I consider myself a decent trader, and it's all self-taught from books. I don't have a list of books. Honestly, if you guys are looking for material, just Google it and just look for the most, you know, prominent ones there. Read every book that you can. Don't think that because you read one book, it's going to have some magical solution to becoming a good trader, right? You guys just got to go over every single book and devour them as much as you can. Yeah, you can definitely see I see the M formation, but I don't call it really an M formation. I call it a double top with a fifth truncated wave, right? So it's a little bit different the way I see it as well. Thoughts on XVG and Tron? I hold Verge long term, right? I'm a big fan of privacy coins for 2018. I think it's gonna get huge. Tron, I wouldn't touch that within a 10-foot pole right now, just like IOTA. I don't believe in coins that are fundamentally fucked up, put it that way. IOTA's got so many freaking issues. You guys, like, yeah. I can't even get into IOTA. I don't hold IOTA or anything at all, just so you guys know, okay? And I want to be very, very clear that I don't hold IOTA in any way whatsoever. And I know a lot of people have said to me, oh, Sir Philicon, Mr. Fibonacci, you're probably just creating a lot of fun right now. I'll show you guys, first of all, how much. Okay, let's just see, first of all, okay? If I can even show you guys from my trade history here. No, I don't think I can show you guys, but I haven't bought IOTA or anything in like over 2 months maybe, so it's absolutely no concern to me at all. IOTA. Icon, I'm done talking about Icon, okay? Because every time I make a video on Icon, and every time Eric Cho also tweets about it, we end up pumping the market by accident, okay? Did you guys see what happened last time to Icon? Like, did you guys actually see what happened? Let me show you guys, okay? Last time I made a video about Icon, right here, roughly, okay? Right here. That's where I made a video about Icon, and we ended up pumping, no, right here actually. We ended up pumping the market by accident. That's when Eric Cho was tweeting about it as well. And within 8 minutes of releasing the video, it got 7,000 views. And then Eric tweeted about it coincidentally. Then we pumped the market. And him and I have agreed right now that it's not too wise to talk about it together right now. But Icon, not too interested in it right now. It's dying right now. It's crazy. Like, no support is holding it right now. It's just blowing through. There's no relevant support whatsoever except for Fibonacci levels. So the next support region for Icon is probably 24,000 Satoshi. We've got nothing else to assume right now, right? So not too interested in Icon right now. It's better to let it level off, to be honest, okay, than taking a chance at Fib regions. You kind of want things to level off and then just kind of, you know, kind of let it go off like that until we see some sort of momentum to go upwards, right? Hey, I apologize, hey guys, if you guys think I'm being rude in any way. I'm more so just being myself and having fun with you guys. Do I know Cho? Of course I know him. He's a good friend of mine. He's an awesome guy. Cardano? I'll definitely take a look at that. That one is actually on my mind as well. I mean, I'm not really too interested in a lot of coins right now. I'm just looking at like Verge, Sia coin, like I'm looking at data, Golem as well, and that's kind of it for now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it here, guys. I'm ready to go eat right now. I'm just starving, and I don't really have too much of an update on Bitcoin other than that I think it might hold. Like, my general thoughts for every coin are always the same, guys. It might go up, it might go down, and it might go sideways. That's kind of the three things right now. Yeah, we've got a $10 for Bitcoin, baby. So nice. Oh yeah. My keyboard's really clicky because I'm using a Razer Chroma, it's a new keyboard. I used to have a blue switch. It sounded like red switch or something. Whatever it is, it's a Razer Chroma Black Widow, whatever. It's a mechanical keyboard. Yeah. So anyways, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. I apologize if I was rude in any way. I'm more so just joking around. I hope you guys don't take it seriously at all. Just know that deep down, like, I just want you guys to be successful and succeed at trading, okay? And I'm here to have your guys' back always. And I also, if you guys don't know, like, my DM for Twitter is completely open, right? So direct message me if you guys have any questions. The only thing I really will not be discussing is your position, because I don't want to be seen as your financial advisor, right? I'm here to give you guys general tips with trading styles or just how to progress as a trader. but the last thing that I'll do is actually give you guys financial advice and consult with you, okay? So I'm just gonna call it here. Feel free to message me guys on Twitter, or even leave me a comment here, and I'll try my best to get back to you guys as soon as possible. So just remember what I've talked to you guys about, all the relevant supports and resistances here, okay? And maybe don't take my advice of being too aggressive entering now. Just maybe chill, wait a little bit, wait for more confirmation of an uptrend, because as it stands right now, it's not looking pretty whatsoever. Give it a few more hours. Wait till this daily closes. See how the general public reacts to this specific candle right here. And then maybe we can go from there. And what I assure you guys is within 24 hours, I'll have a very detailed Elliot wave count for you guys, okay? As it stands right now, I don't have an Elliot wave count. Embarrassed to admit it, but it's very difficult to count this. So if you guys have any type of suggestions as well on how to count this, please feel free to approach this as well. So other than that, have yourselves a great day, baby whales, and I will catch you guys sometime soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye now.